Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, and I'm wondering, where have all the cowboys gone? So if you guys recall, earlier this year I made a video about the top 30 anticipated films that I wanted to see this year, and I'll put a link right over here. There was one specific movie, if you recall, that I actually had to stop continuing on with the list of movies just so I could elaborate on it. And yeah, that movie has officially come out to theaters. It is the Jon Favreau directed, executive producer Steven Spielberg, producers Brian Grazer and Ron Howard. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's Cowboys and Aliens. Now, I just want you guys to know, if you plan on seeing this movie, don't let that title throw you off, because there's no butterflies and unicorns, it's not trolls against gigantic tortoises with angel wings. No, it is Cowboys and Aliens. My thoughts on this movie are quite jumbled, because I don't think that this movie deserves a straight answer, because it's got a decent amount of flaws, but it's got a decent amount of positives as well. Let's go through it and talk about them one by one, shall we? First of all, let's talk about the cast. That's pretty much, besides all those guys that I mentioned earlier, why I wanted to see this movie. You got a movie with Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford, the wonderful and sexy Olivia Wilde, who should be playing Wonder Woman if they ever decide to make that into a live-action film. Remember that, Hollywood. She is your girl. And of course, you throw in people like Paul Dano and Clancy Brown as a Bruce Timm Batman animated series, Justice League, what have you, fan. He is Lex Luthor, and he does a great job as the voice, but he's also a great actor himself. And all the other people that were in this movie, while they all didn't have such big roles, they actually filled the shoes of the characters that they needed to play very well, even if it was only about 5 minutes worth of screen time. Let's talk about the plot. It's a very simple and very easy to follow plot. It doesn't really have much depth to it, but maybe that could be a negative. I'm not exactly sure. But you know what? The plot, while it was very simple and easy to follow, it was entertaining. It had great action. It had great comedy. And it was just awesome. Let's talk about the biggest positive, at least what I think. It was a real feel Western. Mind you, there are aliens in this movie. I can't deny the fact that there are something out of the supernatural running around the desert landscape, but the way that the sets were, and the way that the costumes were, and the way that the thought processes of the characters were portrayed, like, they really felt like actual cowboys in the late 1800s, in a time period that was after the Civil War, right before the Industrial Revolution went into full blossom in the United States. They didn't try to hot rod a spacecraft. They didn't try to fire a gun that was carried by the aliens. No, they said, hey, listen, I'm a red-blooded American male or female, and I am going to hit you with my six-shooter. I am going to hit you with dynamite. I'm going to hit you with bows or arrows or spears, or just with my plain old fists. I'm a cowboy. It's how I roll. And that was what I liked about it. The fact that they really made these cowboys, and Indians, believe it or not, there are Indians in this movie too, they made them like they were real God-fearing explorers slash adventurers. Like, they didn't really know what they were getting themselves into, so they were only going to go back to what they were very familiar with in order to overcome this major obstacle that they had to conquer. The score. Harry Garrison Williams did a great job. It really felt like good Western music, but at the same time it was more of a modern-sounding music. I guess it's because of the fact that there were aliens in this movie. I have to keep telling people there are aliens in this movie. And he made it feel still like a good old-fashioned Western. And there were parts of the movie where you saw, like, a violinist or a piano rag. So it was great. I liked that. But with the good, there are some bad. I guess one of the big negatives in this movie is the plot. While it is simple and easy to follow, it may not be something that appeals to the masses. While Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford did a wonderful job, I mean, this is probably one of the best roles that I've seen Harrison Ford do since, Indiana Jones or Star Wars. It was just awesome. I just feel that when those two guys were working off of each other, it was just on-screen dynamite. Pardon the actual term. But they were great, but the problem was they really didn't have that many moments where they were actually together working off one another. They were great as individuals in their own storylines, but at the same time, they were better together. I just wished it would have been more. And another thing was the character development. It really wasn't a deep story, and because of that, you really didn't get much. But here's the thing that I want to talk about, and I'm sorry for rambling. This may, in fact, be my longest review, but I just want to get all my thoughts out right away. Take a movie like True Grit, the John Wayne version, or the one directed by the Coen brothers. It kind of was the same, minus the aliens, of course. These Western stories are a very hard movie to explain, and it's not something that constantly appeals to people, especially in today's society, which is where we take a look at films and see how far they've come with stuff that revolves around technology and natural disasters and supernaturals, etc., etc. But this is a movie where the characters really aren't so deep. These are the gunslingers, the Lone Rangers, the anti-hero. These are the guys that lurk in the shadows and just get the job done when they gotta get it done. Whether it's for the greater good of a town or a society or just for their own personal gain. Cowboys are an enigma, and because of the fact that they are so dark and mysterious, even when they may be doing heroic things, it's not right to really reveal the mystery about these characters. So because of the fact that there really wasn't much character development, it may not have been good for a mass appeal for this movie. But was it a good movie? It was entertaining, it was fun, it was exciting. But was it a great movie? No. I'm glad that I saw it. Would I see it again? I would like to think so. Would I buy it on DVD? I think if I saw it maybe another time or two, I might. But for now, my verdict on Cowboys and Aliens is going to be 2.5 out of 4. If you like the Western, if you like something original, it might be worth your while. But if you're not big on Cowboys and Aliens, don't see it. That's it, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. And the question that I want to leave with you guys today is, do you guys think that Harrison Ford should be in a 5th Indiana Jones movie? And are you looking forward to seeing Daniel Craig in the next James Bond movie? Or are you looking forward to seeing him in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? I'm the Lawn Gnome, and remember, actions speak louder than words.